Welcome to Sportswire's Summer Review. I'm Will Catterley. This week I'm at Highland Springs, where if football is king, the Springers have ruled the state. Going into the season, the Springers were going for their third straight state championship. But to begin the year, they had a rude awakening as Hermitage came to Victor Crider Stadium to beat Highland Springs. But the Springers never would lose again. Still, to make it to states, they had to get a little payback, beat Hermitage at Hermitage to survive and advance.
To the victor go the spoils, and this has become all the trend, hasn't it? The red smoke this time for Hermitage taking on Highland Springs. Like I said earlier, they battled in week one. Hermitage won at Highland Springs. Springers looking for payback. They'd have the first opportunity on offense. Waller, holler, Devontae Waller connecting with his primetime target, Billy Kemp. Highland Springs' first drive looked really good until this happened. Number 24, one of the few mistakes he made all game. Raekwon Smith fumbles, and the turnover belt is back in style as number 28, Jamal Robinson, gets a fumble recovery, and Hermitage would take advantage. Didn't take long. Jay Carney connecting with Percy Mayers. He's out of bounds, deep in Highland Springs territory would lead to this. C.J. Jackson been out the last couple of games. He returned it in a big way in the first quarter. Running hard. I said it was physical, right? Gets the first down, and it would lead to this. Tricky Hermitage. I get fooled on the option there. They give it to C.J. Jackson instead of the up man. Touchdown, Hermitage. Panthers in control. Second quarter, 7-0. Gonna make it more. It's an Oski. Jalen Barnes with the pick inside the 10-yard line. And Devontae Waller and Highland Springs are second turnover of the game. Will lead to a touchdown. Carney calls the quarterback keeper, takes it in himself. He finds Pater. Hermitage looking to do it again. Up 14-0 over the defending state champs. Two-time defending state champs. Later, 3rd and 9. Waller still in the second quarter late. Finds his man. It's number 24. Raekwon Smith. Will lead to this. Waller firing. Finds his man. Touchdown. Robert Jones III with under a minute to go in the second quarter. That touchdown would be paramount. Extra point no good, but 6 goes in for 6. So Highland Springs down 14-6 at the half. Third quarter. Oh, opening series not looking good. That snap is high. Highland Springs was faced with 3rd and 25. 3rd and 25 against this secondary, against this defense. Waller says, hey, ain't no big thing. I'll find my man. He fires, connects, 75-yard touchdown. Javion Smalls playing talls in that play. Oh, my goodness, Highland Springs strikes. We got a brand new ball game. It's now 14-12 because the extra point would be missed. Highland Springs, next offensive possession. 3rd and long again. What do? They find number 24, Raekwon Smith. He takes it the distance. Touchdown, Springers. So Hermitage working hard to take a 14-0 lead. Now trail 18-14. Raekwon Smith had 98 yards receiving in this one. That was a large bulk of it right there. Meanwhile, Highland Springs defense, which gave up some yards early in the game on the running game, they were not feeling like they wanted to do that again. Billy Kemp and company with the stop. And then running for his life, Jay Carney finding a receiver too. It's good for the first down, and that was on 4th and 6. So Hermitage keeps the drive alive, looking for the score. Cannot get there. The defense comes up with a big stand. That was 3rd down, and then they'd make the stop on 4th as well. Hermitage would get the ball back and feed the big guy. Coach calls this man Rabbit because he's fast as lightning and he hits the holes quick. Raekwon Smith. I talked about his receiving yards, I should say. He ran 104 yards on 22 carries, and it would lead to this. Highland Springs doesn't just beat people, they put them away. Devontae Waller, holler, touchdown Highland Springs. Waller, 354 yards, 3 touchdowns on the night. and up 24-14. Last chance for Hermitage. 4th down, they go for it. They just need a couple, they get nothing. And Highland Springs has won the regional title again as, they bring out the chains. Not close enough, did not make the yard to gain. And Highland Springs moves on to state. 24 unanswered points. They win at 24-14. Lauren Johnson on 3rd down.
I mean, we just knew that was money down for us. We knew we had to come out and play hard, and if we didn't do it, we would lose opportunities. So we wanted to finish at all costs. We work on it on a regular basis, and tonight it proved true for us tonight.
I had to calm the line down, calm everybody down, make them chill out, relax. Then we just kept doing what we was doing, making good drives, then finish the drives, then maybe come out with a good outcome.
We always say to our kids that the only team that can beat Highland Springs is Highland Springs. So when we came out and played better in the second half, then the kids would play better. They do everything that we asked them to do, and they did that. And it's a team effort all the way around. Coaches, players, everybody.
The comeback victory over Hermitage was just the beginning as the Springers took their act to states. And let's just say they didn't need to come back against Tuscarora in the state championship game.
Let the state championship game begin. The Highland Springs Springers looking for the three-peat, taking on the Tuscarora Huskies from Northern Virginia. They look a little bit like the Tennessee Titans. They did not play like them. First drive, pivotal plays. They say in games sometimes it's just one play that changes everything. 4th down on their own side of the field. They go for it. Springers defense not fooled with the sack. Kieran Henderson and company. Highland Springs jumps into action. Their offense had been slow to start previous weeks, not on the day that mattered the most. Devontae Waller, Billy Kemp, touchdown, Springers up 7-0. There would be more where that came from. Still in the first quarter, Springers get the ball back, and look at him go, shoestring tackle, Shiree McKeever. Every running back for Highland Springs toted the rock in this one, and every one was solid. Same drive, second quarter. Devontae Waller. Holler connects with Robert Jones, a 3rd touchdown. Springers, they're up 13-0 at this point. You know, Waller, first year starting quarterback, took over for Jawan Carter, and the 2-time defending state champion. All Waller did was his job. Still 13-zip. Still second quarter, more defense. They get the sack to the Springers. Number 47 and company, David Goodwin. And then the ensuing punt, check out what happens. Billy Kemp in his return to Hampton University nearly takes it all the way to the house. Inside the 5, easy squeezy, lemon peasy Springers. Gonna go up 3 scores on this touchdown run. They give it to the big man himself. Number 26, Trayshawn Taylor. And Tractor Trailer Taylor takes it in for 6, 20-0 with 9:08 to go in the second. You know, sometimes things go from bad to worse. Sometimes things just never get better. That was the way it was for the Tuscarora Huskies. More defense. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't throw the ball. Highland Springs offense could not be stopped in the first half. Next drive, get out of my way. Raekwon Smith, he finds Pater. Touchdown Springers. Is it possible to have a running clock in the state championship game? Actually, they don't do that. Springers get it back, score again. This time, Shiree McKeever. And if you're McKeeping scores, the Springers up 33-0. And just before the half, Tuscarora finally shows why they're here. The touchdown pass, quarterback Justin Allen connects with his receiver for 6. Tuscarora actually missed the extra point. 33-6 at the half because Billy Kemp playing defense as well. He gets the interception to keep Tuscarora from scoring again. Second half highlights now. Springers still up huge and looking for more, but Tuscarora actually had a great start to the third. No quit in this Husky squad. They would go on to score to make it 33-13, and at one point cut this all the way back to a 13-point lead, but the Springers say, no problem, we're going to put this game on ice. Raekwon Smith, you go, man. all the way to pay dirt touchdown Springers. And time to celebrate because the Springers have done it. 40-27 the final. They are 3-time state champs.
It's still surreal in the fact that it hadn't hit me. It hit me probably next week when we take a break off. But I mean, it's just one of them situations where, I mean, football programs is here. Everything is in place. The coaches work extremely hard. Our families love extremely hard. And we're just going to continue to win as much as we possibly can.
Come out and practice every day, practice hard. You know, we had this goal since the beginning of the season. People came out doubting us, and you know, all we need is each other, so we came out every day and worked hard.
You know, everybody got confidence in me, so I just do what I got to do to finish the job, because we made it this far, not just to lose, so just to win, to get the 3-peat. Now we're going for 4.
And that 3-peat could very easily turn into a 4-peat this upcoming season. Only time will tell. Well, meanwhile, in the off-season, the Springers were busy in the local community doing a little reading.
Will not eat them on the train, not in the dark, not in a tree, not in a car. You let me be.
Several members from the Highland Springs football team took time out of their day to visit Adams Elementary on Dr. Seuss Day to read to the students and offer some words of advice.
It's like on a test, anything. You gotta prepare for it, like studying for a test. You especially gotta do stuff when nobody's watching. You also like, when nobody's around, get your like push-up reps in and stuff like that. When nobody's around, knock them sit-ups out. Nobody's around, study for that test you gotta get.
And of course, they answered some very important questions.
Do you play basketball?
Play football.
No. I used to play t-ball.
That's what's up.
Do you have a home by yourself or you live with somebody?
Nah, I still live with my parents.
And Highland Springs coach Lauren Johnson, well, he's still coaching.
I'll see y'all in the next couple years if y'all in Highland Springs. And when I do, I hope you to the same standard. Everybody got it? Mm-hmm. All right, listen, what we doing first?
Go home and work.
No, what we doing first? What word? We're going to do the dainty drag, and then we're going to do what?
The
Princess Penelope.
Y'all like that book?
Yeah.
This is my favorite book.
It's mine.
Growing up.
It's mine.
We go from green eggs and ham to basketball jams as both the guys and girls lit it up on the court. That's straight ahead.
Don't always have time to watch Sportswire on your TV? No problem. Episodes are available anytime on the web at watchsportswire.com. And it works just as well on your phone. Watch Sportswire anytime, anywhere at watchsportswire.com. Now for another 90-second history report.
You probably think you know a lot about the presidents. The famous ones, like Washington and Jefferson. And the lesser knowns, like Hayes and Van Buren. What? But did you know that Lincoln was the tallest and Madison the shortest? Taft was our heaviest president. He weighed about 340 pounds. Whoa! John Kennedy was the youngest to take office. Ronald Reagan was the oldest. Franklin Roosevelt served for over 4,000 days, while William Henry Harrison died on his 31st day in office. That there was one man who was president for a day? Yes, for one single day. In 1848, James Polk did not seek re-election.
No.
This allowed General Zachary Taylor to win the office with ease. Yeah! Polk's official term ended on March 4th, 1949. But since it was a Sunday, Taylor, a devout Episcopalian, would not take office. No. He wanted to wait until Monday. Polk was out. Taylor, not yet in, so Speaker of the House, David Rice-Atchison, took the responsibilities of the Oval Office for one day. So here it is in a nutshell. We've had 44 presidents. Some were good, some bad, and some just okay. But one is forgotten because he just served one day.
That's the story of David Rice-Atchison in 90 seconds.
Welcome back to Sportswire here at Highland Springs, where the ladies basketball team was dominant once again, amassing 24 wins and clinching their 8th trip to states. But before the state competition could begin, Highland Springs was looking to pick up a little bit of hardware as well. Regional final against LC Bird.
Speaking of going and getting it, Highland Springs LC Bird championship match on the ladies' side. Springers came to play. Bird did too, however. It's a great matchup, especially in the first quarter. Tie ball game, not anymore. The 3-ball counted for number 11, Cameron Brown, 25-22. Score at the break, second half. Jada Walker doing what Jada Walker does. Oh my, what body control. Walker and Highland Springs. Even Steven with Bird. Bird connected from 3 because, well, that's Maya Coleman doing what Maya Coleman does. Really great heavyweight battle here. These two teams really could be a load for anyone they match up with the States. Of course, Princess Anne on that side of the bracket as well, and we know how good they've been. If you haven't, check out some of their scores. They've been winning like 100-28 against some teams. Back to this one, however. Unbelievable defense leading to offense. What else do we expect from the Springers, though? Jada Walker connects. Highland Springs played a 1-3-1 defense in this one. As that goes in from long range. They only shot 20% in the first half, by the way. India Daly for 3, and then Paris McBride. She connects. They well made up for that percentage in the second half. They played a 1-3-1 defense, and it worked to perfection. AZ Baycott was playing up at the top, stopping some of those 3-point shooters for Bird that they depend on, and then Highland Springs just did what makes them successful. McBride in transition, and then Baycott didn't have huge stats offensively, but boy, she could score when she needed to. That's good for 2, and that looked really good. 44-28 after 3. Springers can smell yet another regional champ. There's only one senior on this team, so, you know, for some of these players, it's their first. If they can get it done. Number 24, Jalen Gathers scores. McBride. No. Rebound. Yes. Yana Rogers for 2. And then some buckets. Bird trying to come back. Got the money ball to go. Not even hitting the iron. Not even drawing iron on that. As Cameron Brown finds it was too much Highland Springs. Even the loose balls. AZ Baycott picks that one back up. Finds the back of the hoop. Springers in command. This is a rematch, by the way. They beat LC Bird early in the year as well. Jada Walker coast to coast. It's the Lady Springers highlight reel. And what they did to Bird in the second half was the big difference in this one. As they go to the rack once again. Count it and 1 for Gathers. She gathered herself quite a bit of points. There's the trophy. Who's the winner? Who do you think? After looking at the highlights, Springers take down LC Bird 56-41.
I feel like we executed better. We took our time. In the first half, we were speeding a little too much. We rushed shots, rushed passes, and got a lot of turnovers, and that allowed the other team to score and come back. And the second half, we just slowed it down and executed it. We won. It feels great. It's the first time I've ever done it, and I hope I can win it 3 more years.
Lady Springers would advance all the way to the state championship game before falling to Princess Anne. Still a tremendous season, and they'll have great years to come with Jada Walker and company returning. As for the guys' team, they weren't that good, at least early. They somehow squeaked into the playoffs with a 10-10 record. Then, what would they do? They got rolling. They beat top seed LC Bird, which guaranteed them a spot in the semifinals. What does that mean? It means a win over Meadowbrook would not only clinch a chance to win the regional championship, but would also punch their ticket to states.
Did I mention that it was on Meadowbrook's home floor? It's like a true home game for the Meadowbrook Monarchs, who would take advantage down 19-10. Second quarter, not anymore. The putback up and in, yes. Highland Springs coming back with a steal, and the score counted as number 1 puts it in. Lockie Owens for 2, but Meadowbrook was a monster down low. Up and in, counted, and the foul. Javion Patterson doing the honors. Monarchs trying to come back after a big first quarter deficit. But this degree of difficulty, unbelievably sweet. Nice little kiss off the glass from Jordan Crump, high off the glass. Springers continuing to work it inside, and that is fine and dandy from Lockie Owens, and Highland Springs would have a 35-23 lead on the road, technically. Up 12. Big man move on the break. Damon Wirtz, and that works. Springers build on their lead. More Highland Springs. Jordan Crump from outside. No, but the putback. Ooh, Damon Wirtz putting in the work in this regional semifinal. Meadowbrook, though, would come back. Excellent extra pass, and that's also a finish. Woo-hoo-hoo, they came to play. Tyrone Coley with that one. Scramble drill. Who wants it more? Meadowbrook gets the 50-50 ball that pays dividends. Isaiah Richardson scores 2. More Richardson. Looking for a dime. That'd be an assist in basketball language. He gets it. Tyrone Coley puts it up and in. Later, Springers trying to hold off Meadowbrook. Boy, was Crump huge, especially from beyond the arc. That's good for 3. Junior guard paying dividends, 53-40, 13-point lead. We go to the 4th. Well, the dunk, not done. The harder plays made, though. Lamondi Gregg for 2. Meadowbrook on a big comeback. They would start a huge run. Javion Patterson for 2. That cuts the score to 9. Later, down 57-49. Meadowbrook all the way to the rack. Lamondi Gregg again. And then we've seen number 1, his great guard at distributing the rock. Does it again, and then with force, Tyrone Coley puts it up and in. Highland Springs in desperate need of a bucket. Who else but Jordan Crump? He connects for 2. He had a big game, double-digit points for him. Meadowbrook wasn't done, though. Down 3, 1:30 to go. All the way to the rack again, Javion Patterson. One of the leading scorers for Meadowbrook, but down the stretch. Up 2, 17 seconds to go. Quietest 30 points of his life for Nathaniel Pollard. He hits 2 big free throws down the stretch, and the Springers will move on to the regional finals and clinch states 68-65.
Highland Springs would make it all the way to the state semifinals before losing to the eventual state champion, Varina. The Springers were monsters on the track, especially in the hurdles, where William Spencer won the regional championship in the 300 hurdles and finished 3rd in states in the 110 hurdles. Benjamin Clay took home 2nd place in states in the discus and was number 1 in the shot put all season long. Meanwhile, Alicia Thorpe was 6th in the state in the 100-meter dash. And Highland Springs just concluded their first VHSL boys lacrosse season. The Springers will only continue to improve down the road. Many of the athletes also play football. Expect some physicality. Remember, if you have questions or comments about the show, just send me an email to this address at sportswire@henrico.k12.va.us. And you can always follow us on Twitter. I can't wait to see you next time on Sportswire.